if you see the cancer incidence and mortality in India has doubled from 1990 to 2016. 8% of total deaths occurred due to cancers, and GI cancers list on the top 10 cancers in India. As you all know that we are a developing country, infrastructure is highly inadequate. 1.6 million new cases annually, annual mortality of 800,000, 200 GI cancer cases, and the worst part is majority of these cancer patients are not insured. They are paying heavily through their pocket. So if you see this map, this is 1990. This is incidence rate per lakh population of cancers. And you see here in 2016, I belong to the state of Punjab, it has almost doubled. Nearby Haryana state, almost nearing double. And this is a trend which is prevalent in all over the country. This is just 2016 data, and we are now in 2024. Probably this would be even more alarming, more brown and areas and red areas all over the country. So there is no denying the fact that the incidence rate of cancer is increasing in this country. Now let's come to the colon cancer. 6th most common cancer in India, 5% of total cancers, 4.5% of total deaths. Incidence, if you see per lakh, is much lower than USA, which it could be more than 30. But if you see the data in India is collected by 12 or 14 cancer registries in such country. Large number of patients may be going undetected because they stay in smaller cities, rural areas. They may be dying even without getting to know that they died of colon cancer, and almost 70,000 new cases every year. If you see in males and females, again it tops in fourth most prevalent in males, and females it is the 5th most common. And this is the data from Tata Memorial. The other alarming feature is almost 30 to 40% patients are less than 50 years of age. And this is predicted that almost 80% increase in colorectal cancers by 2035. So we are almost looking at a kind of a epidemic which is going to hit us. This is admitted patients of colorectal cancer in my hospital in Fortis Mohali, which is showing yearly increase. If you see rectal cases and colon cancers, they are increasing. Similarly, this is a small data of 1 year from my hospital of admitted patients, where again the trend, if you see in rectal as well as in colonic, 15 to 25% patients are less than 50 years of age. And the other bad trend is 50 to 60% patients are being diagnosed in stage 3 and stage 4 for a cancer which is preventable. And these patients must be enduring so much heavy economic burden. This is economic burden on the entire country, not on a given individual, because he is losing his working hours. So definitely I feel there is a need of CRC screening is real in this country. As we are moving from developing to developed countries, we are creating a fertile ground for getting more colorectal cancer with more westernization, more refined kind of a western diet, lack of exercise. 40% Indian population is obese. So we are going to get a lot of colorectal cancer. It will not decrease. And 15 to 30% of these CRC cases are less than 50 years. Though ASG Society, they have reduced their screening age to 45. Our policy, our government has yet to we have to take our own calls and take a call. Then we should start this screening in our country. And tragedy is that more than 50% patients are being diagnosed in stage 3, stage 4 of the disease, which is preventable. So there is a real need. So this really opened my eyes, this kind of data. So there was a challenge. So we initiated about 2.5 years back a colorectal cancer screening program in my hospital. So it was a kind of a vacuum where to start from, because there is nothing official. So what we targeted initially was we kept a dedicated counselor, and we targeted the colorectal cancer patients who were coming to our hospital for surgery, for radiotherapy or chemotherapy. We started keeping their records. We started counseling them, counseling their family members, and started to make a family and informing them what was the for them that screening colon cancer was important. And we maintained all the record, we sent them reminders, we sent them messages to come and get their screening colonoscopies. And we also had a lot of standees placed in our hospital at outpatient departments, inpatient departments, endoscopy units, so that there could be public can read those standees regarding awareness for colorectal cancer. There were press conferences, live FM shows, some articles in the newspapers, and we also utilize the public forums like Lions Club, Rotary Club, which are well attended in our country, and senior citizen forums to inform them regarding this problem of colorectal cancer. So this was the kind of a standee which we made. Even our OPD folders carried, the back page carried public awareness messages that get yourself scanned for colorectal cancer screening. So this was a Rotary, these were few articles in the newspapers, and March was a colorectal cancer awareness month where we made press releases, and there were a campaign on the social media, on the Facebook regarding awareness for colorectal cancer. The best part of starting this was that it gave us an insight what kind of a standard colonoscopy procedures we were doing. We were not aware of our adenoma or polyp detection rate. We never bothered about the bowel preparation, never recorded it. To be honest, everyone in India is a very busy practitioner. We are more into therapeutics. The diagnostics have taken a back seat. The standards of diagnostic endoscopy and colonoscopy have really gone down. So this gave us an opportunity to start and recording all these parameters, that we optimized our bowel preparation. Each case we were recording the BBPS. The withdrawal time we were keeping more than 6 minutes. We were doing a right second look in the right column with retroflexion, water exchange, and started using the GI Genius. And we kept a specific person who was a one-point contact in the hospital for giving all the appointments, and the written clear instructions were given pre-colonoscopy, post-colonoscopy, preparation instructions to the patients were given, and we made it seamless and hassle-free so that the patients don't have to run. Even a cardiac patients, how to adjust their medications, diabetic patients, how to adjust their medications for colonoscopy, and this was made very easy for the patients. So now coming to the outcomes, there are a lot of challenges we face. The biggest challenge is that the patients feel that colonoscopy is a very invasive procedure. It gives us pain. There's a fear of pain, fear of that it being an invasive procedure, and they are more concerned, what if a positive result comes, what if I'm diagnosed with a cancer, what is going to happen? And a lot of people have objections for the bowel preparation, that it is going to, they're going to be off from their work for at least 2 days once they are taking this pack-based bowel preparation. And there are other concerns when we were telling them about AI. They were about really doubting what are the benefits, because the AI-assisted colonoscopy was a little bit more expensive than the normal colonoscopy. So, despite the counseling efforts, the patients continued to neglect their scheduling screening colonoscopies. Though on the number which we had given, telephone number, numerous inquiries are made, but they did not translate into the screening colonoscopies. Many patients opted out, and this reveals a very disturbing trend. Probably this is what I feel, that our program is in infancy. We are yet to keep more counselors, more public awareness campaigns are needed to build this program. So we started a study in our hospital comparing non-AI colonoscopy with AI colonoscopy for adenoma detection rate. We included patients between 45 and 70, asymptomatic, few family members of patients who had colorectal cancers, or patients with chronic constipation with no identifiable cause, and excluded patients where the colonoscopy was not complete, bowel preparation was not good, were excluded from the study. We have around 341 patients, 171 in the AI arm and 117 in the non-AI arm, average age of around 62, average BBPS score of 6.65, 6.54, which I feel can still, we need more improvement here, and withdrawal time was 8.42. In the AI group, the withdrawal time was better as compared to the non-AI group. So if we come to the adenoma detection rate, we see that in the AI group is around 40%, as compared to 17% in the non-AI group. And these were only the asymptomatic patients. These were around 57 patients, 32 in the AI group and 25 in the non-AI group, where the adenoma detection rate is 31% and 28%. And these were the number of adenomas detected per colonoscopy. This was high in AI group and very low in non-AI group, where I feel that in a non-AI group we resected more hyperplastic polyps rather than the adenomas. And incidentally, you see that what was the best outcome was that in few we detected carcinomas, and almost 9 adenoma carcinoma was detected when they were taken up for screening, which they were not aware of that they have these cancers. So we have to overcome these screening barriers. We have to address the patient fears, misconceptions by providing detailed evidence-based information, providing reassurance and support throughout the screening process. We have to calibrate and convince other healthcare professionals, physicians, surgeons that colorectal cancer screening, they should be motivated to their patients. And this is one area where it can make a huge impact on the society in coming years. And definitely reflection, we are reflecting on the challenges faced, and we have to devise strategies that prove successful in the West. Continuing education has to be carried on. Policy changes have to be made at the governmental level, at the level of the various societies. And even if we do not say that colonoscopy is the right test, which probably is not practical for our country, at least it should include FIT as a screening procedure, and then we can do colonoscopies in people who are FIT positive. And then the most important thing is, with AI, no AI, we have to really improve the standards of our colonoscopy practice. That is more important than incorporating AI or non-AI. And last of all, this is a saying my father used to say: prevention is simpler, cheaper and life giver. Cure is complex, costlier and life taker. I think this is very apt for today's talk. Thank you so much.
One question.
Yes.
Did you do a FIT in this subgroup of the patient in which you detected adenoma?
We had to take off data.
Correlation.
We haven't yet AI which are looking for.
We do not have data, and I don't think that this message should go that we have the information and we should propagate that everybody should have a colonoscopy screening. You have to understand there is huge economic impact on the society. We are telling the government that all government employees beyond the age of 45 or 50 years should have a 10 years colonoscopy. I think we need to have a little more data. While it's good to propagate early diagnosis of colonic cancer, are we justified in promoting colonoscopic surveillance with the data which is available? And I just wanted to share that we are in ISG doing a polyp study, and Prachi has been driving it for us from Tata Memorial, where we're looking at low-risk patients undergoing colonoscopy and what's the prevalence of polyps, adenomatous polyps. So I think that will actually give us a data of polyp in a general population.
I think Mahesh, you made a valid point. Do we have enough number of colonoscopists to do colonoscopy?
Again, that is an economic and logistic issue which we need to look at.
I think you have absolutely rightly pointed out, Goenka, it's not feasible to do screening of the entire population. But it is highly recommended that the cities and regions of India which have become developed, they have adopted more Western lifestyle, and especially in those cities, it can be started as a pilot project in hospitals where routine colonoscopies are being done. And number two, I think the most important thing is the adenoma detection will depend on when we are optimizing and doing a good colonoscopy. So that is more important, a message that wherever colonoscopy is being done, I think should be done in an optimized way for more adenoma detection and screening. But small centers in India can be taken as pilot projects like Mumbai, Hyderabad, Delhi, which are developed cities. Calcutta.
See, Japan is a wonderful talk. I just want to ask you that actually we should look between FIT and colonoscopy. According to this, if FIT is cheaper, then easily be done. That's good. Number two, there should be a standardization to colonoscopy. If your colonoscopy preparation is so poor, in spite of whatever technique you use, it cannot be done. I think it's very, very important to see that standardized technique of doing colonoscopy. I'm sure, and even the data has shown that when you actually analyze the number of colonoscopies and the quality of it, at least one third will be cost on this.
Yeah, one more question to Manish. Here, this question of, primary care, as suggested by your dad. So if it is a problem of economic development, you see, you have so many other things which are going up, fatty liver disease, malignancies all over, diabetes, coronary artery disease. So why don't we get back to the changes in lifestyle? Like, that will take care of everything else. We are just, why should we focus on colon alone? So why not make bigger change?
I absolutely agree.
That was indeed a thought-provoking. Do you still have any other questions? Great. So we began this evening by promising you that we believe in AI. The future has now come for us to democratize the adoption of AI in GI. And we have seen Dr. Pradeep Sharma take us through the global data that tells us that there are consistent clinical outcomes that you can expect in your practice, and we have ultimately come down to these data from India as well. As we bring it to you in India, we are very glad that this is one of the first key innovations that we are bringing from the House of Medtronic in India this year, and there are going to be newer innovations that you should expect in the coming days to reach you and enable those better clinical outcomes for your patients. So before you leave for tonight, I would request you to please enjoy drinks and snacks, and if there are any questions or queries, we will be happy to address them. Thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful stay for the rest of the